Hi, and welcome to Unity 3D of how to create a sailing boat. Let me show you guys how this works. You can always use the arrow key to navigate the ship, or you can use the WSAD. So let's use the arrow key just to navigate. There we go. And we can always reverse back. And one other thing is we can turn right or turn left. And as you can see at this very tutorial, or in this very tutorial, I have some leaves there with wind actually blowing those leaves on the mainland area, and here we have like a pavement for the ships to just to drop their cargo or whatever they have. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys straight into Unity development environment, where we put one of these together, and I will also show you guys how to enter new SkyBox, add the ocean and the ships. Okay, let's do that now, guys. Okay, we start a new project. I'm going to click on new. Yes, it's going to be a 3D. Let's give our project a name. I'm just going to call that Seaboats, and let's click on create there. Okay guys, now that the development environment is ready, you guys will need the following assets: the sky, and you need skies, you need standard asset, and you also need the boats. So what I would recommend is you go straight to window and select assets flow. If you don't want to buy, you can always just type in maybe free boats and search. Okay, let's see right here. It's a nice one. You can use that as well. And I have one here, the one that I'm actually using. There we go. Those are the boats that I'm using, and that's it right here. I've already downloaded that. And the other thing that you need is we need SkyBox. Okay, you can just enter free SkyBox. It seems to be some that you can. There we go, guys. It is a free one. I'm actually using something like this or this. Okay, and that's two. Then the other one that you guys would need is your. See, that's free. That's free. That's free. You need a standard asset. I expect you to have that on your system, but if you don't, I think you should be able to download it right here. Okay, and that's that. So what I'm going to do now is to take you guys straight into the development environment, the scene, and we can start. So the first thing I like to do is to add a plane. So let's go in here. You see underneath the hierarchy, click on the hierarchy, drop it down, and let's select 3D objects. Select plane. If you don't want to do that, you can always do that right here. Game object, 3D object, plane. And this plane, I'm going to make it 100 by 100. Okay, that's fine. 100 by 100. There. And the other thing I intend to do is, because I intend to, let's zoom in, I intend to add sand to it. So let's do one thing. Just hold on to the control and move this thing. Okay, let's come right in here. You see where the project is. I'm going to click create folder. That very folder, I'm going to call it materials. And inside my folder that is called material, I'm going to create a following. Let's select material itself, and this very material, I'm going to call that, let's say, sand. Then I will need some other ones, so I might as well just get on with it and do that. Now I'm going to need some for leaves. Then I also need one for the back of the tree, tree back there. But the first one that I need right now is the sand. select the sand, and right here click on this little icon here just beside albedo. Click on it and let's look for sand. All these components you're looking for, you are seeing most of them come from the standard asset. So let's look for sand, and right here guys, that is the sand. Double click on it and there we go. So when I have the sand on board, I'm going to click on the sand, drag it, drop it right there. You can see the look of the plane now. So let's come now right down here. The plane itself is 100. So you see the material, we can just make the tiling, you can make that 100 by 100 as well. All right, let's see. If I run it, you give me the look of sand. There we go. That's it. Okay, that's fine. The next thing I'd like to do now is, might as well get that over with. Let's come up here, window, and I'm going to need lighting setting, and in there I need a SkyBox. Click on SkyBox. So let's see which one do I want for my project. I want to select one of these because it's going to be a very beautiful day. So let's see, maybe these or these. I'm just going to pick anyone there, that's fine. And that's it. That's the SkyBox on my system already. So if I run it, this is what you guys will see. There we go. That's how it's looking right now. Okay, stop it. Now the next thing we want to do is I'm going to let's add some cubes. I just want those cubes in there too. One here, and okay, this very cube, I'm going to make the x-axis, let's make that approximately 280. Okay, and we also need the y-axis. I'm going to make that about 8, and here the z-axis, I'm going to make that, let's go for about 40 for now. We can always change it anyway. Right, so we have our cube in place. Yeah. Okay, one other thing is I'm going to kind of like position it as, let's go for 80 by, I'm going to make that 0, and I'll make this about 97. That is fine. So I have my cube. Hold on to the control, let's press Control D so that we can copy it across, or just right click on the very cube and select duplicate and drag that as the second one. As for the second cube, I'm just going to make this, let's say 97.2, and let's come in here and just change this to minus 163, something like that. Okay, and right here I'm going to make that 90 degrees. Okay, good. Okay, let's make this one itself, let's make it 90 degrees as well. There. Okay, that's much better. I prefer it this way. Now, okay, if we zoom in, this is what we have. So the next thing I want to do now is I'm going to add, let's go to standard assets right here, drop that down. We need the environment, and inside the environment we need water. Let's see, then we need waterfall. Inside the waterfall you need a prefab, this very one. Okay, inside the prefab I'm going to use this waterfall simple. Let's dump that in there. Okay, and I might as well just increase the size of that to 100 by 100 as well. Okay, no, let's come in here, we need this axis here. There we go. Okay, let me set the following. So for the water, for the position, I'm going to make that 3.3. Let's go to the y-axis of it. Now just make that 0.54. Right, and here I'm going to make these minus 5.2. Okay, 0.2 there. Okay, let's run it and you see how the water actually look like, or the ocean. That's how it's looking right now, but we can still carry out one or two modifications. The first thing I want to do is, you can see the horizon there. So if I come right down here, you see use SkyBox. If I uncheck that, let's see how that's gonna look like. Say run it and let's see. You see that you can see the ocean actually blend with the horizon right over there. Okay, so I'm going to end it right there. Let's select the water sample, and you see this tile. Let's go straight down. You see where we have shader. Drop down the shader, and I'm going to scroll right down. You see where we have base color. I'm going to change the base color to something blue. Can you see the changes there? Okay, then I will also select the reflection color. Let's make that a little bit darker. Yeah, that is fine. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna run it now again. Let's see. Yeah, that's a little bit all right. Oh, that's much better. Now the next thing is, you see the choices here. We can even extend the size, the length of these cubes actually, or maybe we can even make it about maybe 400, and this one 400 as well. So we have enough boats to hang about there. Right, that is fine. So hold on to the Alt key and just with the left, with the wheel, just move around, just pan it around. Okay, now I think I'm going to increase the size of this. Let's go for maybe about 12. Take it up a little bit. It's just going to be a ramp for those ships. Now the next thing I want to do is, let's scroll right down here. Let's get those sheep on board. I don't want to make this tutorial too long. You see right here, drop that down, come right down here, and here we have a sheep. I'm going to grab one of those sheep. I think this very one, just grab it, drop it right there. Yeah, look at that. So if I run it, this is what you will see. There, that's our sheep there, but it's not doing anything. It's not moving. It's just standing there. Okay, let's see, maybe if we move it right over there, then we can sail it across. Let's see how it's going. Okay, that's our ship, so we can just sail it all the way down. Yeah, so that's fine. The camera seems to be too close to it. Let's see. Yeah, all right. Let's see how it's going to look like. Okay, we can always adjust that anyway. Just move it that way. Right, the next thing I'm going to do with this shape is I'm going to add rigid body so that we're able to sail it across. So make sure it is selected there. Come to add components. Click on that. We need rigid body. Or just, if you can't see your rigid body, type in rigid body in there. There we go. That's the rigid body. Okay, that is fine. I'm going to leave the setting the way it is. Okay. Okay, for us to be able to sail this ship across, we're going to need some codes. So let's make sure the ship is selected, and you can then come right here. You see where we have add components. I need script. So let's just type in script there. All right, so we need the one I need. Okay, let's come in here. Where is my ship? Let's come right here. The ship is selected. Might as well come right here. You can also do that here. You see where we have C#, select C#, and let's give it a name. I'm just going to call it sailing boat or sailboat, something like that. Let's come in here, and that's it. Okay, now make sure it's selected. You can double click on it, or you can just click on open. Okay, there we go. The first thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to give this, declare some variables. So right underneath here, I will declare as follows. Let's say public. And now we call that, the P should be lowercase. Data type is float, and that's going to be speed. The speed equals 20. F there. That is my very first variable. And I'm going to copy this variable. Come right down here. Paste that. The next one is going to be speed rate. And that's going to be 20 as well. Okay. Now we need another variable, and that's going to be for the rigid body. So I'm going to just say private rigid body. I'll just call that RB there. So what we then need to do is, you see inside void start right there, we're going to then say RB equals get component. RB equals get components, and this components is going to be rigid body there, and we just enter parentheses here. There we go. That's sorted. Now let's come down to the update. In the case of the update, I am going to add as follows. Let's say float, move horizontally, horizontal, and I'm going to make that, let's say, equals input dot get asset, and that will be horizontal. Okay, copy that and paste it right there. Then we enter semicolon in there. The next one is going to be for the vertical, move vertical. Come right down here, paste, move vertical, and change this to vertical. And this could be vertical as well. There we go. Right, that is fine. And right underneath here, I'm going to create vector 3, and that I was asked it to be movement. That would be my object, and this very object is going to be new vector 3, and this new vector 3 is going to take care of the following, because the vector 3 takes in 3 arguments. So the first one is going to be the horizontal, and the second one I'm just going to make that 0 F, and the third argument is going to be move vertical. There, that's taken care of. Enter your semicolon there. Now let's do one more thing. Let's come right down here. There's a rigid body dot add. So this time around we want to add the torque. Okay, so that will be TQE. Now 0 is going to be F, then comma, and I want to enter move horizontal for horizontal movement. And the next thing I'm going to do now is, oh, this is wrong, that's supposed to be RB. RB, yeah. Okay, now We then multiply that by speed and multiply it by time dot delta, comma 0f. And right here, just enter semicolon. That's taken care of. Now I might as well just copy this and just change things around. So the next one is the force of movement. So let's say add force, and that is force, and that's going to be movement. This very one here, we want the movement here. We want to multiply it by speed, and we then want to multiply it by speed rate. Okay, so right here, multiply that by speed rate and multiply it by delta time. There, I'm going to get rid of this. There we go. So to be on the safe side, I'm going to save that. And that reminds me, I also need to save my design here. Let's go to File, Save As. So just call that sailing, or let's say mini sailing boat. Mini sailing boat. And save that. There. And make sure you save yours, please. Okay, the next thing we need to do now is to make sure our script, which is called sailing boat, click, drag, and drop it right inside the boat itself. There we go, and drop. Okay, make sure the boat is selected. We should be able to see variables: speed 20, speed rate 20. Okay. Now, before we try it out, you see where we have the rigid body. I'm going to change this. I'm going to make the drag 1. Then angular drag, I'm going to make that 1 as well. And this, because if we don't uncheck this use gravity, the boat will just sink. Let's try it out and see how it's going to look like for now. There we go. That's our boat's floating. You see, just moving. Okay, let's move back. Let's see if we can turn. Yes, we can turn right. Now let's see if we can turn left. Look at that, guys. That is beautiful. So let's move it across. That's our boat moving using the arrow key, and I'm now using the W key, the S key, the A key, and the D. Okay, we can move anyhow we want, and we can even increase the speed if you want. Right here, make sure the boat is selected. Right here, you can increase the speed. The choice is yours. Let's assume I want to go for about 40, or 40, and you'll see how fast it's going to go. And that is the speed rate. Let's see. Speed is 40. Look at that. There we go. Look at it flying away. Okay, let's move it back. There. So that's fine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to add some other boats hanging around. So let's come right down here. Just drag one, dump it here, just to make it look busy. Then we finalize the whole process. Yeah, that's it. It's not too bad. Maybe one more. Hold on to Control D, and just okay. Let's drag some to the side. Yeah, that's fine. Just them waiting at the boat. That's fine. So let's run it and see how it's going to look like. There we go, guys. So we can get this one to move. This one is now sailing out while the other ones are waiting. Okay, end it. So let's add trees here. So I'm going to go in here, right here, create, and here we have a 3D object. Underneath here have trees. I believe my trees here somewhere is coming up. There we go. That's my tree. I'm just going to move that tree. Let's move it to this side. And let's zoom out a little bit so that we can see what we're doing. Yeah. Okay, that is my tree. Move it up a bit. Okay, let's just do it here so that you guys can see it. Right. Come right here. And I'm not going to bother set tampering with any of the setting here. I'm just going to click on this, and what we need to do is to add another branches. That's the other branches that is added, and I will then increase the frequency of that branches. Let's make that about 30. There we go. Scroll right down, and here I want to set the 6 on. I'm just going to make that 6 on, make that 3 point or 0.3. And now let's go up here, add some leaves, and these leaves I've just make it about 30 as well. There we go. Now let's scroll down. If you guys can still recall, in my material there I've already created leaves, so let's come right down here. You see where we have the material? I'm just going to click and drag the leaf and drop it right in there. Okay, let's see what's wrong. Okay, the problem is my tree is actually empty, so select it. So officially we're meant to come in here. You see where we have nature? Select that and make sure the leaf is selected, and select this, and we then need the leaves. There's the leaf right there. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so that's taken care of. If I go back to my tree here, that's it. Select, I can then scroll right down and select or drag my tree right in there. Let's come in here, close this. There we go. That's the tree. It's now ready. Okay, I might as well do the same thing for the back. Click on the back, and that is the back. Now select the back, and that is the back I intend to use. All right, that's taken care of. So let's select the tree. We select the tree, hide these, hide the leaves, and here we can just select that and just add the back right here. Where's the back? Drag, drop. It's coming up, and I'm going to repeat the same thing for the next one here. There, you can see the tree, the color is changed, has changed. Let's go back for the main tree. These are the one I need to add the back as well. Drag, drop the back. And for this very one, repeat exactly the same thing. There we go. And that is it, all done. So you see for the leaves, let's wake up the lady. Let's click on it, and there we go. So all we then need to do is just come right here, get the tree, and just populate. Let's populate the platform. There. So I want to speed that up. Okay, we've added a couple of trees in there. So the next thing is I'm going to now go to game object, and let's add wind zone. Okay, that's my wind zone and the tree, so that you can see it's the wind blowing the tree. Okay, that's how to add the wind zone. So I'm going to run it, run the program. There we go. Look at the trees. The wind is actually blowing on the trees. So we just need to now sail away. That's it, guys. And we can even come back, assuming we forget one or two passengers out there. There, we can turn, and we can turn. Go on straight. So with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of this nice tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoyed. You all have a nice day now, and please do subscribe. I'll be very happy if you join my channel. Okay, just click on the join button. That's all you need to do. You all have a nice day now. Bye for now.